What's up, Sarsaparilla? It's your girl Sassy J, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, guys. It's time for another Love Island review. But before I get into the video, please go ahead and do the do's. Give the video a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. Please like and subscribe. Okay, guys. So Meg and Dejon and our boyfriends and girlfriends. Boyfriends and girlfriends. Can't say I'm surprised. I'm not at all surprised. I feel like that's where he was going to take it, and I felt like he was going to take it before they left the villa. Now, at the end of the day, do you know what it is? I'm not going to comment too much about it. At the end of the day, if they feel like they're at that stage, why not? At the end of the day, right, you have people like meet each other and they spend less time together and decide to be boyfriends and girlfriends after like a few dates and whatever. And yes, this was their first date. I actually thought that they had more dates together, but this is actually their first date together. Boy, they kind of deserve that, because Meg had to watch Dejon go on so many different dates. So I'm glad that they had their first date, and at least the first date will be something to remember, because he asked her to be his girlfriend. I could have sworn that they had another date, but maybe not. But anyways, but my point is, yes, some people might be saying, it's too fast, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think it's too fast. I mean, we see loads of people on Love Island. They always ask before they ask about this time anyways, when it's close to the end, to be the girlfriends or boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever. But in the real world, it does happen as well. After like 5, 6 dates, I remember I went on a date, and after about the 4th date, the guy wanted to ask me to be his girlfriend. So at the end of the day, these things happen. Obviously, when they came back and shared the news, I saw right away on Tony's face, like she was gonna be bitching about that. I knew it, and it didn't take her very long. Obviously Shakira didn't like go to the full extent of it. She kind of just said, you know what, I'm happy for Meg. And I think that was the best way to do it, because maybe she didn't want to comment too much about it. Maybe she just thought, you know what, it's none of my business or whatever. And you know what, I respect it. She didn't go into slag mood. I think they've learned from the last time, I guess. But I just think at the end of the day, if they decide to do what they want to do, they can do what they want to do. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, plenty of times we see couples in there where we believe that their chemistry is not real, and they come out and they surprise us. Do you know what I'm saying? So Molly and Tommy, one of the examples, because did we not think that Molly didn't really want Tommy at one point? Most of us didn't believe it, and they came out and they were together for years. They got engaged, and yes, things happened. They even had a child. Things happened, and then they broke up, and whatever happens, whether they got back together, I don't really care. But my thing is, even like Will and Jesse, Farmer Will and Jesse, it, to me, when I was watching it, I just felt like it wasn't real. And at the end of the day, that was my opinion at the time. But look at them now, they're still together. So what I'm saying is, we might be looking at Dejon and Meg and thinking, oh, it's fake, it's this and it's that. Not saying that Dejon is not trying to play the game, but at the end of the day, we can't really say whether their feelings are true or not, because we're not the one feeling their feelings. They are. Do you know what I'm saying? But anyways, on that topic, Dejon looked a bit cute today. For the first time, I looked at Dejon and thought, oh, he's cute. When he was in his little trunks and stuff, and he had his hair just done, you could tell that it was refreshed recently, and it was like in one like that in the back. I thought to myself that, yeah, because I like a man with dreadlocks. And in that moment, I looked at him. I think he was talking to Meg about the conversation with Yasmin, and I looked at him and I thought to myself, you actually look really cute there. Do you know what I'm saying? He actually looked really cute there. But anyways, he basically confided in Meg, saying that, he's always been the one to be there for everybody. But he's never really felt like he had anyone to talk to. And I get that. That's something I can definitely relate to, because I was actually saying this in a conversation exactly yesterday. And that's how I felt. I felt like I was always pouring into other people's cups. But when it came to me, I felt like no one was pouring back into my cup. And then, do you know what I'm saying? So I can relate to that. He felt bad that he didn't speak to Yasmin at the time yesterday, but I get it. Sometimes you're just not in the mood. Do you know what I'm saying? And on reflection, when you really look at it, if you're not in the mood, you just want to be left alone, don't you? So especially as he's eating. So at the end of the day, these things happen, but he did say he felt bad, and he went to apologize to Yasmin about it. And to be honest with you, when Yasmin was talking to Dejon about it, I realized how silly the conversation was, to be honest. And I realized how much of a big deal was made out of nothing, because at the end of the day, you know, Dejon had his eyes covered. He didn't know who it was that he was kissing at that time. And at the end of the day, you know, why did Yasmin even take it so personal? Because everybody knew he didn't really kiss back. So it's not like it's an accurate rating of her abilities to kiss. I felt like when I was listening to them, I thought to myself, this whole thing was pointless, really, wasn't it? It was. But anyways, let's move on. So Harry shut things down with Angel. And you know what? I'm happy that he shut things down with Angel, because we could hear him talk to the boys and say, you know what? Angel has nothing on Helena. She doesn't come close to Helena. But then I was like, so why are you entertaining it still? But then he said he was going to shut it down, and he pulled her and he shut it down. But even in the conversation, now I am proud of him for making that decision. But even in the conversation, he was still being a little bit flirty. And I understand it. I think Harry's just a flirty person. It's like he cannot go without flirting. I know I'm a flirty person, but I have my boundaries. When I'm in a relationship, the only person I'm flirting with is my man. Do you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I just feel like he needs to now respect the fact that he's getting to know somebody on a more serious level. Because then he went to Helena and he said, you know, I shut it down, And then she was talking to him and she said, you know what, I didn't want to have to tell you to do it because I felt like you should want to do it. And he went, you know what, I've always like known that it's you, but I just wanted to see how far I could get away with, or how much I could get away with. And I'm just like, how old are we, Harry? We're 30. We're 30. Do you know what I'm saying? Is this what she has to worry about when she comes out the villa? Do you know what I'm saying? You're going to flirt with girls in front of her. Even the fact that she would Helena and Angel would sit there and he's asking her, you got no underwear on as well. Do you know what I'm saying? And the stuff that he was coming up and asking her, and I'm just like, it's like Helena was right there and he was there and he's literally openly flirting with Angel in front of Helena. And I'm just like, at that point, Helena should have said, oi, like, nah, allow it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like he's going to keep pushing to see, you know, it's almost like he's saying, well, I've got a relaxed girlfriend. She's cool with stuff. She's good. As long as I don't pass her on the boundaries. No, like, this is just not, do you know what I mean? I just don't get it. I know that he closed things down with the whole Angel situation, but at the same time, I just feel like the extra flirting is still there. And I feel like, yes, you might not be pursuing it, but when you're going to flirt with somebody, it's almost like you should have just kept pursuing it if you're going to keep flirting. Do you know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion on it. And Angel, you know, she say everything's going good with her and Ty, and she and Ty is always kissing. But realistically, the way she's always pulling Harry for chats, and she's all over with Harry with the flirting and stuff like that, for me, it looks like she's more interested in Harry than she is in Ty. Do you know what I'm saying? But because of the whole situation with Helena, I think she's taken a step back from it. But for me, what I'm looking at, I'm like thinking, there's more of an attraction towards Harry than there is to Ty. Do you know what I'm saying? But anyways, it is what it is. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how that unfolds. But anyways, carrying on to Cash and Billy Kiss. So we see where Cash and Billy Kiss is having a conversation, and she was asking him about the kissing challenge, and he said, obviously, well, I didn't know who, you know, I didn't recognize your kiss. And she was like, well, we never had a kiss before. Not even in a challenge. This was our first kiss. And, you know, I felt like Billy Kiss was really pushing it there. Like, she kept saying, this was our first kiss. This was our first kiss. This was our first kiss. Do you know what I'm saying? It's almost kind of like begging him to say, oh, maybe we should have a proper kiss outside the challenge. You know what I'm saying? And when he was like, oh, maybe we should have a kiss now, she's like, oh, not here, up there. At the same point, I'm just like, why not here? Because the moment, and Cash was right, the moment you go up there, you kiss, everyone's going to know. Do you know what I'm saying? So why not there? Do you see what I'm saying? But I'm a little bit worried about it. I feel like, you know, she said to the girls, like, you know, her things are going well with her and Cash. They're trying to see whether there's any proper chemistry there and whatever. But, you know, they had the kiss. Obviously, they had the kiss on the terrace. And I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like they said it's in the kiss, but I'm rooting for something to happen there, but I don't think it's going to happen there, because at the end of the day, I feel like Cash is more drawn to Tony, and we hear him talking to Tony saying that there wasn't that initial spark with him and Billy Kiss, but there is with him and her. And obviously he's saying like he's not closed the door completely. Do you know what I'm saying? But obviously he's basically trying to say it's not going to just run and jump right back into your arms. You know, there's still a little chance there. But then he made her coffee. Do you know what I mean? And I guess that made her felt really good because obviously she's been having a shitty time. So that made her feel good. But he made her coffee. I hope he made Billy Kiss some coffee at least. You know what I'm saying? And then they've been going for chats a bit often because he even pulled her for a chat as well. And they were asking stuff like, what do you like to do? And she was saying bingo and all this kind of stuff. I can see them going right back to each other. He's trying to get to know them both. And I know he said originally that he wouldn't put Billy Kiss in the triangle. I remember I told you guys the triangle is almost inevitable in the situation because I can see the triangle forming. Like, this is where it is right now. It's forming. We just need to bring it a little bit closer and bingo. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I feel like obviously because he was embarrassed and he was hurt, he's trying not to rush into things, but his heart wants that. You know what I'm saying? So his heart wants Tony. So it will happen eventually. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's only a matter of time, but I hope that he continues to deal with things the way that he's been dealing with it respectfully. And when the time comes, he tells Billy Kiss so she knows what time it is. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so we see where Connor and Shakira's having a conversation in the pool, and he's saying, I feel like I'm always the one putting more out or something like that. But she was like, you know what, because I'm hurt. I feel I've been hurt by Harry and I've got my guards up. I mean, what she went through with Harry, it's understandable why she would have her guards up. I low-key feel like she doesn't fancy him. I feel like she likes him, but I don't feel like there is that... You know what I mean? I don't feel like there is that chemistry between her and him. I don't know. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. I don't know. And I feel like, I don't know, but it could just be because, you know, because when you get your heart kind of like hurt, you put yourself out there and you feel like, yeah, do you know what I mean? Somebody kind of like walked over it a little bit. You're a little bit hesitant. But I don't know. I just sense that I'm not seeing the spark. I'm not seeing the proper chemistry that I was hoping to see with Shakira and Connor, because I originally thought that they would just make a nice couple, but I'm just not seeing the spark, guys. Comment down below, let me know if you see it. I don't know, it could just be because she's trying to take baby steps, and understandably, because once you get hurt, you're not going to just willingly just give up your heart like that. And it's ironic because now the one girl that now Connor now is happy to go exclusive with, and she is just not going at the same pace with him and stuff like that. But I don't know. I really don't know. I just don't see the spark between them. I don't see it at all. But anyway, so we see what's his name? Boris and Emma having a conversation, and she's asking him like, why did you have to say that, you know, the last kiss was your best kiss, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, I've got to be honest, you know, I do think the last kiss was my best kiss. And she's like, well, at the end of the day, you didn't have to say it. But it's not like you were my best kiss. Obviously, I feel like that was a tit for tat situation. I feel like even if Boris was her best kiss, she wouldn't have said it. But anyways, Boris made his move to move to Angel. Obviously, he had a conversation with Ty first about it to say he's gonna pull her because he's been going on about the kiss from the night before. Plus, even before the kiss, I feel like he said like he's never really had a conversation with her. I think he was talking to somebody and they said, at least say hi. Because he said he would have spoken to her, but because of the fact that him and Ty is close, he didn't want to like ruin their friendship because they're close in there, you know what I'm saying? But I don't remember who it was that said to him, listen, just get to know her. I think it was Connor, just say hi or whatever. But I think after the kiss, he was very much open to get to know her, and they've been flirting. And I'm just looking while they're flirting and they turn the camera on Emma and she's there sleeping, taking in the sun. But I don't think that Angel is really interested in Boris. I feel like obviously top one definitely was Harry, and then maybe Ty in second place. So I don't see it with her and Boris. I don't see that. So I don't think Ty has anything to worry about. I'm not sure if Emma's gonna like it very much if she finds out that when she finds out, or when he tells her that he wants to get to know Angel a little bit. But let's see how that goes. So yes, guys. So we don't have long left in Love Island, but we'll start to see more couples, I believe, closing things down, becoming exclusive. Obviously, boyfriend and girlfriends like Dejon and Meg. Like I said, I'm not going to comment much on it because, like I said, it's really... we don't know how people feel, do we? We don't know. We can only pass our own opinion on situations, and our opinions aren't facts. You know, these people could just be really into each other and they're showing it in the way that they know how to show it, right? And that's it basically. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet thumbs up the video, please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. And guys, thank you so much for all the well wishes. I feel better today. However, I'm a little bit worried because I woke up this morning and I've been coughing up a lot of like blood, and it has not stopped. It's not as heavy as it was this morning, but it's been all day, even up until like before I started this video, and it's still there. So I'm a little bit concerned about it, but you know, God's got me, and I do believe that. But anyways, guys, I guess we'll have to wait to see what our results of our voting is tomorrow. Hopefully just Emma goes. I want Emma to leave. I'm not gonna lie. I want Emma to leave. I don't care who goes for the boy, but Emma, I think, needs to go. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe, I don't really care. I don't really care that much who goes as a boy. I feel like if Harry goes, then Helena will go, because, and I think Helena would have to go because she gave it so much. When Harrison, you know, when Harrison was contemplating whether or not to go. Also, same for Dejon, because he was like, if Meg had gone, he would have definitely gone. So if Meg is choosing to go, I think Dejon will definitely go. But we'll have to wait and see how that works out. But anyways, guys, once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. But for now, keep it sassy, licious.